And today we're reacting to These YNs Are Out of Control. I believe this has something to do with the YB canceled show in Chicago. Somebody riding around looking for somebody. And as a 27-year-old with songs I produced for YB, having a type beat channel where I had a lot of young boy type beats, and I was coming up as a producer in the time that YB was coming up as an artist, and all that sound from the Quando Rodnos, the JD Youngest, the No Caps, the Raw Waves. In that sound is when I was a producer. So I'm well versed in the scene. And as much as I would have loved to go to a YB concert, that's just not, I can't do it. It's too dangerous. I got a family. Unless I was backstage, on stage, in a booth somewhere, it wouldn't have worked, man. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. Let's do it. Put to the switch. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5, 6 p.m.
Involving a YN beating up an older man. Now I want to talk about this viral story spreading all over social media involving a YN beating up an older man at a rap concert. This is the YN mentality we've spoken about before on my video from a few months ago, once again playing out in the real world. Yesterday, a clip went viral from rapper NBA YoungBoy's concert in Kansas City, and unfortunately, a YN decided to beat up an old man. What we know is that the older man, the victim, was a staff member working at the event. The teenager involved, reportedly under 16 years old, was detained and later released to a parent. Police confirmed his age but haven't released his name. In the blurred footage, and let me make this clear to YouTube, I'm completely against what happened here. This kind of violence is sick, and I don't condone it in any way. I'm only showing this to give context to the story. In the blurred footage, you can see a YN attacking this older man. I'll play the blurred clip right now, emphasis on blurred, and then we'll keep on talking afterwards.
Getting busy. And he's just, his strength is boosting times 10 with being able to hit the, man. With that in the background. What song is that? That Massa. Something in the clip. Mass. I like that song. That shit just boosting. I be in the gym. You feel me? Curling 250 each arm listening to that. So I know that, oh man, he just feeling that. He in hell right now. Hey, save him! Save him!
So even though I couldn't play the full raw uncut clip, you could still
Hell no. Hell no, get him. He gotta feel that, bro. You gotta feel that punishment, not the old man.
kind of see what was going on, right? This young man was feeding this older gentleman with punches while he was on the floor, covering his face, mind you. You know, it's one thing to do something like this when someone is standing up, but when they're on the ground helpless, that is a whole nother thing, which requires a demon spirit. And we also managed to figure out who the older gentleman was. His name is Thomas, and he was guest service lead at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, Missouri, and it's also been
confirmed down in Missouri too.
That Thomas was a 66-year-old man. That's right, 6'6". And the boy was apparently 14 years old, which is just news to me, and I'm recording this video as I go. According to this post right here from Lashy Bills on Twitter, Thomas was merely performing his duties by enforcing correct seating at the venue. The teenager, displeased with being in the wrong seating area and being required to relocate, chose to physically attack him. So he told him to switch seats, and this little boy, who should be getting grown man consequences, thought that attacking this old man viciously in this way was the right thing to do. Now luckily, Thomas is recovering, although he suffered a broken nose. According to the family, he may need a nose job. The family is understandably distressed by the senseless behavior, which they obviously should be. And then on this post from Lashy Bills on X, formerly known as Twitter, who gave us this update, there's a photo of Thomas himself sitting down. I'm assuming maybe he's at the hospital, I don't know, but the old man's face is battered and bruised. Like, this is absolutely horrible, and I'm not going to show the photo because I just don't want you to see him like this. That clip was absolutely brutal. This old man was getting beat the hell up by this YN. So before we get to the part in the video where I'm going to give my take, I want to check out this article on it. And this is what the article says. Video of employee being attacked at T-Mobile Center concert goes viral. So of course this happened at the NBA YoungBoy concert, like we said. A viral video capturing a T-Mobile Center employee being assaulted by a teenager during an NBA YoungBoy concert has sparked outrage on social media. The incident occurred on Sunday night at the T-Mobile Center, where around 13,000 people attended the concert. The video shows the employee being pushed to the ground and punched repeatedly. A security guard was also assaulted while ejecting the teenager from the arena. And apparently they're saying that the employee was working as a member of the venue's guest service team. So This old man was literally just working at the venue,
just doing his
and then
job.
This young man decides to assault him. Why?
Yeah, can't get behind it, bro. He got to feel that consequence. He got to feel that consequence, and he just feeling like he just the guy because people are recording and lame activity, bad activity. Can't get behind it. He need to feel that consequence.
I'm not sure. We'll see if they get into it in the article. The video has been widely shared on platforms like Facebook and TikTok, highlighting concerns about...
I can never get behind violence to an old person unless my life is in danger. Now, unless my life or my family's life in danger, I do it to a homeless person I'm not homeless, an old person if I have to. See what I'm saying? And a woman, same thing goes though. If you endangering, I'm gonna have to feed you them. I'm gonna have to feed you those. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, you can get pretty disrespectful. I'm not gonna take it that serious. Like, you feel me? And I'd even say an old person, a woman could even probably put their hands on me. If they hit me, it would be a lot within me to not do it to them. But they could probably even be like, "Get away from me, black man," and slap me. And I'd probably be like a woman or an old man or old woman. I'm gonna probably take a step back and be like, yo, just out of the mental fortitude in my brain to be like, yo, oh my God. Especially a woman, maybe not an old man. An old man might actually feel that. I don't know though. I had to see. But I say that all to say, old men and women, bro, let them do their thing. What are we doing? Hey, before we get back into the video, I got a way you can make some extra bread. I know you bored at home right now, bro. And all you have to do is play games and get paid for it. If you hit the link in my description or scan the QR code on the screen right now, you can sign up to freecash.com and start getting paid right now. And they make it extremely simple. First, just create an account like any other site and email and password. And once you get in, you'll see a wall of games and offers immediately. Pick a game that you actually like, play through the levels, and the cash will land straight into your free cash account. It's basically turning your downtime into a hustle without you even thinking about it. People pulling $10 to $20 a day, and with some effort, you can go way higher than that. You can spend a couple bucks in game to hit levels faster that'll ultimately give you bigger offers and payouts. That's the method on how some users end up making hundreds, even 500 or more on certain offers. But you don't have to spend any money. You can literally stick to the free levels and still cash out. The whole point is when you're taking a break from those Astral Dior videos, doom scrolling, looking at women, you could be playing and earning at the same time. Get to your money, bro. And once you run it up and want to cash out, you've got options of PayPal or gift cards. So if you want to get to that extra cheese, hit the link in the description or scan the code on the screen, sign up for free, and start playing for cash on your spare time. And when you use my link or QR code, you get $5 bonus to get you started, bro. Go ahead, get to it. Let's do it.
About youth violence and the safety of public events. And this is something I've talked about. I spoke about this like 2 months ago on my video titled The YN Mindset. And I talked about how the YN term is heavily associated with the image of a black face, often in connection with an erratic behavior, which 99% of the time involves hurting people, right? And this is this young man hurting another person. So that would be stealing, robbing, or just being belligerent, which in this clip, he's obviously being belligerent as well. And then I showed you guys this clip of this little boy. He had to be like 12, 13 years old, right? Where he was talking about how he chased his teacher with scissors. And he said that King Von influenced him to be like this. And I think it's interesting that this article brings it up, right? Because it's not really something that a lot of platforms, in my opinion, talk about enough. Now, you can call it what you want. You can call it belligerent behavior. You can call it demonic behavior. I just call it the YN mindset. And unfortunately, like I stated in my video, you see this a lot in black youth, which is very unfortunate, right? It's not a fun thing to actually acknowledge and talk about, especially since I want the best for the people who look like me. But at the end of the day, when you're seeing a lot of these violent acts like this, and it's the YNs doing it, it's very hard to brush it off as just an isolated incident. The article continues and says, Shawnee Tate Rose, a spokesperson for T-Mobile Center, described the incidents as horrific and emphasized that violence of any kind is unacceptable at the venue. Concert attendees are seen in the video screaming and recording the incident with their phones. And yeah, there was one person who was like recording and it looked like they were like smiling, which I thought was very strange because it's like this old man is getting beat the fuck up. So that's nothing to smile about. However, in the end, like we seen, there's a young man who maybe he worked at the venue, I'm not sure, but he pulled them off of the old man. And so that stopped the whole incident. So shout out to him. If you're watching this, my brother, shout out to you, bro. We need more people like you. Like, real talk, we need more people like that. And I really appreciate you for interfering and stopping this very violent and disgusting act right here against this old man. Robert McDaniel, who recorded the video, expressed his concern about the emotional state of young people today. McDaniel said he has been mentoring youth for several years and has noticed a trend. The YN mindset, right? I'm trying to show how emotional these kids are, McDaniel told Fox 4. I've been going to the juvenile halls for years mentoring these kids, and they've progressively gotten more and more emotional. And I absolutely agree with him. The youth is very emotional now, and people don't know how to contain their emotions and have a conversation or disagree with each other without picking.
Facts. That's huge, bro. Like, that's not even just that's not even a YN. I don't even like that term, but YN thing. I think that's just a human thing. People are very emotional, you know what I'm saying? And this is coming from somebody that at times can be a little bit more emotional for certain things. Now, you know, I'm the type of person where I like to work on stuff like that, so I'll be reading books. A good book to read if y'all want to get into something like that is Emotional Intelligence 2.0. It's a good book. And it kind of just helps you explore and navigate things like that. Well, I feel like as people, we are just very, very emotional. And like he was saying, like, just to be able to disagree with something, that's why I be promoting disagreeing with me if y'all not feeling what I'm saying in my comments. Or, you know, we could have two separate ideas on what we both believe on a subject, and it's good. You're like, oh, nah, Dior, I feel like this because XYZ. I don't understand the people that get on here, see the way that somebody's feeling about something, and then respond in a way like, you fucking idiot, you X, blah, blah, blah. I probably ain't even see it, so you did all of that for no reason. You feel what I'm saying? You got emotionally invested in something that somebody did not even see. For all the people that do be doing those lengthy negative comments where you woofing and you know what I'm saying, you can't just respectfully disagree with somebody, just know you're probably talking to yourself or other people that, you know, that 1 or 2 likes that you get on your comment, if that's fulfilling to you. But right, it's better just to, if you have a response, you're like, nah, well, and if the person asks, hey, what do y'all think though? Well, I feel like this, you feel me? This is the flaws that I feel like in what you're saying because boom, bam, 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 bam. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to you, though, rock with you. Very, very, a lot of energy doesn't get expelled when you do something like that, right?
Putting up a gun and fighting and doing all this crazy shit. Like back in the day, people were comfortable with using their hands and fighting. And so if you had a disagreement, at least you went home with a black eye and not in a body bag. But these days, people are so comfortable to pick up the gun or pick up some kind of like, you know, weapon like a knife or something and stab people and do all this crazy stuff. And it's like, we're all just trying to go home, so why we got to do that, right? And then the article continues and says, McDaniel added that he's posting the video clip in hopes of convincing young people not to commit crimes.
They were fighting right there, weren't they? In the video we just saw.
Officer Elena Gonzalez of the Kansas City Police Department confirmed that the teenager involved was detained and later released to his parent. Gonzalez said he's below the age of 16. So this young man actually has parents. I'm very shocked, I'll be honest with you. Now, they did not mention that he got released. They said parent, so does that mean that he has a father in his life? I'm not so sure about this because usually when you see stuff like this, there's not a dad in the house, right? And this is something that we know. Usually in a situation like this, he probably comes from a fatherless household. So that means no consistent father figure teaching him how to regulate anger or handle conflict. And I don't know if there's like some kind of conflict in this particular situation. Some people are saying that the old man apparently told him to switch seats, and then that's when he got mad because, I don't know, he didn't want to switch seats, or I don't know, that's not confirmed, but that's what some people on social media were saying. And actually, it has been confirmed that that's exactly what happened. Kansas City news outlet Fox 4 did this interview with the 66-year-old T-Mobile Center employee, and right here they say, on Sunday, what is normally a fun and entertaining job turned dangerous when a teenager lashed out after being asked to move seats. And Thomas stated, I mean, it is serious. I went down and had blows to my head, recalling the moment he was thrown to the ground and repeatedly punched. And then he stated just getting him off of me because he was so enraged. So we were just, in essence, trying to protect the fans. So the fact that he asked him to just move seats and this was his response, that should tell you everything about the situation. He thought that a conflict was needed when obviously that was not needed. A lot of these kids who don't have any father in the household, they got like this identity crisis. They don't really even know who they are. And I spoke about that in my Why in Mindset video. Lack of identity is a huge reason why a lot of these kids are acting out. So without a father's influence, a lot of these young men search for belonging in their peers, and we all know what that leads to, right? You're searching for that belonging in your homies, and let's say these dudes are as lost as you. That
It's true. There's truth there, because there's people that really die on this hill. Now, in my life experience, I've seen people with the worst. I've seen people act the craziest with two parents in their home. I grew up with just my mother in my home. Wouldn't even think to do this. Now, my mother did a great job instilling certain things. Again, I've told y'all my story. My mom did a great job instilling certain things. I had a father in the home at a time. I've experienced both, having a father in the home, not having a father in the home. You know what I'm saying? It was just me and my mom for a long time. And it's like, it's one of those things where I can understand where people coming from, but then some of my partners too, like I got one of my close partners, he grew up, he didn't even have no father in the home whatsoever. Very extremely respectful, wouldn't even think to do nothing like this. Like, I just think about real life and the amount of people that I've seen lash and flash and do something like this. Now, we might not all have been the best, you feel me? We was outside not doing things right, but the emotional side of things like this, flashing, crashing for no reason, maybe it's a newer thing. You know, I like not even that much newer, like maybe it's a 10-year, maybe 10 years is enough for it, or 10, 12 years for it to be enough, where it's a very large difference. You feel what I'm saying? So, I don't know, but I just know that in my real life, I've seen people flash with their parents. I know somebody who had their father in his life this whole time, and he was still flashing at school. Then his father passed away, and he flashed even more, right? He got even crazier. Feel what I'm saying? I've seen people who have their parents in their life in prison to this day. You feel me? It's like, I think it's a environment thing. Who am I growing up around? Who are my friends? Who are my influences? I think that's plays a bigger part, because at the end of the day, you know, there are certain things that are instilled to us by our parents, but let somebody have a friend or group of friends and they're having an identity crisis and they're not trying to hear nothing from their parents. So they have some values, but they also want to get activated or move a certain way because the environment that they're around. So I just be like, I feel like that's just such an easy fatherless, and it just, and I feel like the reason why I be feeling a certain way about it when I hear it is because I was fatherless. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad passed, I got his urn right here. You feel me? When I was 2. My other person that I called dad, he walked out of life when I was 10. You feel what I'm saying? So I've been navigating a minute. You feel me? Without, and mind you, that he walked out probably when I was 8. 2 years, and that 2, I had the 2 years of the situation where he's like, hey, I'm gonna come pick you up, we're gonna go do so and so, and I'm waiting on him, he don't pull up type of situation. So I've experienced the with, the without, and I've seen people who've with and without. So sometimes I feel as if that's just an easy one to say, but there's so many different factors that I think align with it, and then they just say certain things. You know, they do certain case studies and they look at the environments of the situation. They're not taking everything into account, I feel like, sometimes. You know,
it's a bunch of lost individuals. And you know what they say, birds of a feather, they flock together, right? Or was it a situation where he felt like he needed to prove himself or something like that? Because we all know that young men raised without strong role models
like
often equate violence with
he do
power
seem like
and
he was
respect.
trying to
And
prove
so
himself. He
all
got a
his
crowd
homies
around
are
him
at this NBA YoungBoy concert, and
right.
This old man, let's just say, is telling him, hey, sir, you gotta move.
Right.
Instead of being like, okay, sir, I'll move. Where do you want me to move?
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. He's like, nah, I'm not moving, man. I'm not moving, man. And then he starts swinging, right? And also keep in mind, this is an NBA YoungBoy concert. NBA YoungBoy has that type of energy in his music, right? And I'm not putting the blame on him because he's the artist, but at the same time, if this is happening in a venue where you're performing, even one time where an old man is getting beat up one time, that says something about the environment that you are creating.
It's true. Again, though, we can say that about how many rock concerts, how many other situations where people started fighting in a environment. Now, again, at the end of the day, yes, if the energy in your music create that, you're not gonna be at a SZA concert and probably see the old man get beat up. You know what I'm saying? And it is the energy that you're creating, but again, you can't. I don't like putting the blame on the artist in that situation, unless you know. I feel like Travis Scott, he had a little bit more because he was saying things like some of the things he was saying. You can hear him on stage a certain way, like not really giving a damn. And that is a moment like this, you don't even see that. You on the stage rapping far away. These niggas up in the nosebleeds.
Because you're not gonna see this happen at the Weeknd concert or even a Drake concert, right? Why? Because they don't create that type of vibe around their music. So like the article says, he was detained and then he was later released to his parents. And I'm assuming that's because he was below the age of 16, right? But at the same time, if he's getting detained and then just released and there's no consequences to his actions, what exactly does that accomplish? It tells his child brain, because he's a child, it tells his child brain that I can beat people up and there's not going to be any repercussions to my actions. And that right there is probably going to lead to him acting out even more in the future. For sure. Once you reach this level, like it's a pretty high level, beating up an old man like this in this vicious way, it's a pretty high level. Once you reach this level, in the future, you're definitely going to push the boundary.
You reach this level and get away with it? I said it in my More channel. It was a video about some young boys. They was getting in trouble, going dumb, doing whatever the hell they wanted, wasn't getting caught. They getting juvenile situations and they ride out. It's like you start feeling invincible. Think about the adult that feel invincible when he's selling dope or something like that. It's like, damn, I'm never gonna get caught, and then they just slip just like that.
Even more because a normal person doesn't beat up an old man. That's real. Obviously, if you're a normal person, you're not gonna do this type of evil act to a man who cannot protect himself. He's old, bro. The article continues and says that this was an isolated incident and it does not reflect the overall experience at the T-Mobile Center, where thousands of guests enjoyed the concert without incident. And also they say that the employee's injuries are serious but not life-threatening, although the specific injuries remain unclear. So the injuries were serious. This old man now has serious injuries because of what happened to him here. Or let me not say what happened to him, what this young man did to him. Or should I say YN, right? And just because this old man is now going to survive, that doesn't mean that he's okay. First of all, we have the mental trauma that comes with having an act like this, an evil act like this done to you. I mean, think about it like this. He woke up this morning and said, hey, I'm going to work at this venue where this rapper NBA YoungBoy is going to perform, and I'm going to come home and everything is going to be good. Because we don't assume that bad things are going to happen when we wake up in the morning, right? But then he goes there and then he gets viciously attacked by this YN right here. You know, guys, it's absolutely sick that this kind of thing even happens in the first place. I'm not even going to ask why did he do this, because it doesn't matter. Whatever the reason was, it doesn't justify an evil act like this. Whatever the reason was, it doesn't have to resort to violence in this way. It doesn't, man. And even though this young man, YN, was a minor, as you guys can see, he's a very strong guy. I mean, he doesn't look like he's, younger than, they said 16 or 15 or something like that. Facts. He looks like he could be 17, 18, right? And at that age, there's some strength that you start to get that if used in the wrong way, you could literally kill somebody. Honestly, I don't even care if he's underage. I think he should be held accountable 100%. I know some people are not going to agree with me, but at this...
Yeah, I feel like it's a probationary situation. I don't think he should go to the prison or nothing, but definitely some type of probationary situation where he's doing like from community services to anger management classes. You know, we know those classes don't really do too much, but just the fact that you gotta be here during this period at this time, or else, which is no, if you smoking, we drug testing you, we on all of that. You know what I'm saying? To remind you of what happens whenever you do something like that. I don't think he should be getting time like that. Now, unless he's violating these things, then maybe there's some type of, hey, you're going to have to be here for a while. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think that's an adult prison. I don't want to I wouldn't ever put prison or jail on nobody that don't, like, unless they are, you know, the worst of the worst. But not him though. You know what I'm saying? Not him. That was wrong. That was wrong. He didn't pass away. This is a situation where we can teach somebody, we can get somebody to be like, hey, this is how your life could turn out, and this is how we're going to get you on the straight and narrow this way.
Same time, it's like, you seen the clip, right? And I blurred it a little bit here and there to make it friendly for YouTube. YouTube, I just want to make it clear, I'm not pushing no violence, okay? I'm speaking out against it. Please don't demonetize the video. But you guys seen the clip, right? This was a vicious, brutal.
We got you, brother. We get it. All right, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like the video, sub up, comment up, interest the channel. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm great for y'all. We gone, man. ADD, let door.